Good day, parents. I hope everybody is doing well and safe. I wanted to share with you some information and give you more of an update. Where are we? Okay. And where are we going as the academy? Okay. What this all looks like. Over the last week, you may have seen that teams have been split up. You may have seen some coaches being shuffled around. Okay. Over the last week, you may have seen, with some of the players, they may have been moved, okay, into different areas. The level of the commitment and accountability is going to start to rise. All right. So we're in this week now where I wanted to share with you to let you know is that where did we come from the assessments and where's it going and what's the development process? Okay. What it's going to look like. So the assessments was made and our technical director with the coaching staff actually divided the teams up. Okay. When we went through the process of the evaluations, okay, and the way the academy is broken down here in Baltimore and also in Bermuda, we have academy players and we have pre-academy players. My academy players are my players who are my high-level players, the players who for 21st century, in this 21st century, they can go through complexity, consistency. My pre-academy players are the players who are going through a teaching process where we still have to teach them the game, the fundamentals. What I have done is once seeing the assessments, is made a decision that we have now all of our players are still in that pre-academy player, okay? This means that we've got a lot of work to do, okay? Now, we're still fall on the academy, but we're just in that pre-academy developmental stage, which means under that pre-academy, we got 3 areas, and we'll call them stages, okay? Stage 1 is getting the players to understand what they are doing. So if there are players, and if your team was divided up into 2 teams, one team may consist of players that are in that stage 1 area and moving up to stage 2. So what's that stage 1 look like? That stage 1, these are the players who are developing their fundamentals. These are the players who need attention to detail. These are the ones that it may be some players who's coming in for the first time, just learning the game. These are the players who are still motivating and driving. This is where a lot of focus has to be made on these players because we got to keep them enjoying the game, but we also have to make sure we're teaching them the game. So once they get through that and there's a consistency, right? Now they're moving up to stage 2. My stage 2 players, you may have a team that's built around my stage 2 players. Those players are the players who's actually the fundamental skills, they're doing about 70, 80%. They got it down. They understand what they're doing and they're starting to relate it. And they may have a little bit of complex use. It means that they're able to do it in the game a little bit, all right? Not consistent though, but they're able to do it. My stage 1 players are still learning the turn. They're still learning the pass. They're still learning position. They're still learning space, okay? The stage 2 players are they understand the spacing. They understand it. It's them doing it consistently, okay? So they still are in for a lot of work because they still have to develop. Some of these players may have good skill, but still needs a lot more work with doing things consistent. They're able to do the fundamentals, but now getting to relate and getting to have a complex use, okay? My stage 3 players. My stage 3 players, now I want to let you know, none of my players in stage 3 of their pre-academy, okay? Why? The stage 3 player is where my players are doing the complexity continuously over. They understand, they relate, and they've always got a complex use. They know how to do the fundamentals clean. They know, their awareness, they're understanding the spacing, they're understanding the zones. They understand all these things. They can relate it, okay? But now having a complex use, are they able to put it together when they're doing small-sided or possession, okay? So that's where that is. Now, some players are almost there. This is why now when we're looking at stage 1 in pre-academy and stage 2, these players and going through the being taught the game. So my coaches become more like teachers of the game, okay? Football educators is what we're calling them. So what they're doing is that they're educating, means they gotta be fine-tuned just like school. Nothing has changed. It's just like the schoolwork. They go into a math class, English class. These are the areas that they have to go through. It's just like, for instance, let's take mathematics. If you have a class that's got 25 young people, students in it, and you have these levels in the classroom, right? And the level you may get a level A, a level B, and so on. It means that the levels of learning looks different and they try to have these little like pockets where they're working together in groups so they can all catch up, okay? So now let's look at what the coaches are gonna go through, okay? The coaches are also have been assessed. We have to put the coaches based on personality traits and how it would affect. Now, parents, you're gonna get yourself probably kind of in that mindset shift. All right, if it's my daughter, oh, how come she's not here? I want you all please to breathe. I want you to trust me. You really need to trust me because I've been in this game for 28 years playing pro and developing young people. I know what I'm doing. I really do know what I'm doing. And I also have a lot of support to get us to this level, okay? My coaches also are got work to do. So I want to break it down on what the classes of development to get us all into that stage 3 so we can start moving up into that true academy players, all right? So let's look at my coaches. My coaches will be going through a development process every Thursday for the next 8 weeks. They're going to be going over learning the curriculum. They have to learn also how to share. What does sharing look like? The language has to be the same. If I'm coaching or one of my coaches is coaching a U13 and they see a U9 coach, the language has to be the same. If the U9 coach, anything happens, now the U13 coach should be able to jump right in. Okay, so that's the curriculum has to be built. The curriculum is built and designed for the whole season. The whole season. So parents, each team will be going through the same process, and that's how we get the development quicker because it's repetition learning. It's a trained behavior, okay? Also, my coaches will be getting assessed. Every 4 to 5 weeks, the coaches and the players will be going through an assessment. This assessment is going to be done by a technical team, which is Coach Kita, and also our support, who's in charge of operations, is Coach Carl Roberts. Okay, both of them have the UEFA license, and also myself. So our job is to make sure that our coaches are developing and our players, as they're being assessed in those 4 or 5 weeks, that they're developing in those stages that we just talked about. Okay, so what else has got to happen? The other thing is that all my coaches will go through some leadership training in these 8 weeks. And what that's going to do for them is that it's going to teach them how to connect with young people, engage, and also how to deliver. But the first thing they're going to go through is they have to be able to trust each another as a coaching staff so we can work together as one group. They're going to learn how to do team building. They're going to understand what team building means. They're going to be able to now help lead and teach the young people, okay, that is not just about football, but also this team building, give them some leadership skills, okay, because it's very important. It's not just about the game. My players, you're going to go through a whole curriculum, okay? You're going to see a lot of repetition, but you're going to be made accountable. I want you to understand is that this is a football leadership academy. This is not just a football academy or football club. This is a leadership club. There's a lot of accountability that's going to come down on you, my young players. It means is that I need your full focus, because if you don't focus, and I got coaches who's spending time to try to get you to pay attention, this means is that we're going to have to kind of make some decisions, shift you on the side, put you on the side until the work is done. It's just like classroom, okay? Yes, the coaches are going to have fun with you, but when it's time to go through our stages of development, it's very important that you maintain your focus. Very crucial. So parents, let's go through is that as they're going through this development, there's also a communication so we can keep you up to date on everything that's going on, okay? The first thing you're going to receive, or the one thing you are going to receive, is the full curriculum. I think I've sent you that, but now I'm going to send you a video so I can break down the curriculum for you, okay? The other thing is that you're going to get a communication protocol. Parents, the communication protocol is set like this. For the team's development, each coach has to now meet with the parents once a month. Parents and players once a month. They're going to give you an overview. Parents, you get a chance to voice on some of these areas that you feel, how things are going. Parents, you may want to do some cool things with the group. This is your time to voice on how you feel. When it comes to the curriculum side, the coaches is going to be laying everything out and letting you know where we are. where we are at this stage and how the players are doing, okay? Each month also, the coach will meet with the technical developer, okay, and director, and that is, Coach Kita. When they have that meeting, the coach has to pull in a report that from their meeting with you parents, and that will go to Coach Kita, okay? Once they meet, then they're going to go ahead and process some things, any concerns, and try to filter everything through. After that meeting happens, also once a month, Coach Kita is now going to meet with the technical team, and that is Mr. Carl Roberts, myself, and also the franchise group. Because we got to make sure is that we give Coach Kita, the technical director, enough support to get the job done. So that's going to be the communication protocol. Now, parents, for your protocol, you're also going to see a parent protocol. What some things we can and who you're going to contact when you have any concerns. Any concerns got to do with, if it's got to do with financial concerns, that's when you're going to email, okay, Cameron. Okay, I think most of you have this email already, but you're going to get all that information again. Any concerns got to do with like a managerial stuff, structuring of like some of the things we may be doing, if it's team building, if it's some events, then you're going to contact who's head of all the managers, okay? So who's head of all the teams is Tasha, okay? Natasha Doling. You can contact her. You're going to get all her information, okay? Anything got to do with the team directly, any concerns. Because we're very transparent, you're going to have the conversation with your coach, okay? And this is where the coach is going to be able to now lean on us for any support. If you've connected through the coach and you feel is that you still got some information and it's not getting through, you're not getting the replies, then what's going to happen? Then you're going to contact the technical director, okay? So I want to make sure, but you're going to get this information, but it's very important that our communication, parents, in all through, from our staff, from myself, from, Coach Kita, Coach Carl, and also the players, that we're really able to communicate with you, because that's very important, because the only way this can develop and we have some growth if everybody is on the same page and we're supporting each other. So parents, with that said, this is going to be a journey, right? This is going to be a journey. And I want you to understand is that when it comes to our games now, the journey looks different. The task looks different. Our goal and our outcome and our aim is to complete the task of making sure that we get players going through these stages in their pre-academy and they put their work in. When it comes to the games, yes, the results is nice to win, but that's a bonus, okay? We want to make sure is that if we're winning a game, that we're on task. The result from the game is not as important as the task at hand with our development, especially because the stages on where we are at in this pre-academy. Let me let you know again, parents, it is important that you understand the result is not as important as the development process into our stages. Once we get to that stage 3 and we're able to do things complexity and we're able to do things consistent, that's a different conversation. Now we're looking for the players to, yes, be rewarded. Look for the result now, because that's where the competitive nature comes in. This means now we're ready to move teams into our true academy players. Okay? Hope that makes sense to you. So when we get to these games, we want to make sure we're hitting our targets. Because if we win games 3-0, 4-0, 5-1, and if we're not hitting task and I still got a player who's still struggling how to pass or still not able to do complexity for dribbling, that's a concern. And that is very important. I will not allow my players, coaches, or this academy to fall into those old norms of letting competitive nature and just going looking for win over development. No, we develop first and we look for those results after. So the first thing we said, if you look underneath our banner, it says, enjoy the journey. It's more than just a game. And that's what I want you to do. But we are going to get to that space. I'm letting you know is that when we start pulling all this together, and it will happen, sooner than you think, because our curriculum is repetition, and that's how we know that they're going to learn. Parents, I want to thank you. I mean, I really appreciate your trust and commitment to us. We are excited. I'm excited because now we're moving into a new phase, and this is the accountability phase, and the assessments and everything that's been done each month. I'm telling you, we're only going to all benefit from it. So I want to say thank you very much, and I appreciate every one of you's time. I will be sending some more videos. The next video I'm going to do is just on the curriculum, so I'll be able to kind of talk you through it. Okay, but this is probably the longest one that we're going to do. I just want to make sure there's a complete full understanding. I will be back in Bermuda 1 week of every month. And usually, but it's not going to start because I was stuck in Bermuda the last month. It's not going to start again until November. I'll be down like November the 1st, and I'll be down from the 1st to the 5th. So I will see the players. As I'm there, I will be definitely doing some assessments.